music down. All right, y'all. I'm only gonna be up here for a few minutes. This is gonna be very quick. Won't be here too long, as I don't have a whole lot to say, but just give my quick thoughts and opinions. Okay, so if it's your first time here, my name is Ginger Snaps, aka Inga71, or Inga71, aka Ginger Snaps, however you want to say it. And welcome to my channel. If it's your first time, please like, subscribe, share, comment, all the things that you're supposed to do. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, but I just want to come up here and give my quick thoughts on the Braxtons. The Braxton family is back on WeTV. Um, they've been gone for a while. They wanted to come back because this was something that um, their sister Tracy had wanted to do, but back when she wanted it to be done to come back on the show, of course, none of them wanted to do it. And I think that they were a bit selfish. They could have did it for Tracy at the time when she was alive. You know, she might have needed the money financially or whatever the case may be. But everybody was in their own feelings and doing whatever they were doing, and they didn't want to do it. But now she's passed. Now they say they're doing it for Tracy. I mean, I don't know. That's what they say. It could be for their own pocketbook too. Um but only they know. Only they know what's in their heart and what's in their spirit. Um so go back. This thing moves so fast. Rest in peace to Tracy. Okay. She's the only one that's missing from the promo picture because she did pass away. It's been about 2 years, I think, at this point now. Maybe 2 or 3 years, something like that. And time has flown by because it seemed like it just happened. Um, but so rest in peace to her. Um, I live in Maryland. Tracy also is her and her husband and son are here in Maryland. I know the area that they live in. I don't know her house and all of that, but I know the area that she lived in. Um, it- I really like Tracy. Tracy was my favorite of the family members. Um, I can relate to Tracy. Um, I don't come from a huge family that they have with all these sisters and brothers, but I have. I'm the youngest of two. We're three girls, three of us, and I'm the youngest of the three. I have two older sisters, and I could relate to Tracy. Tracy um, always felt, at least this is what my interpretation. I'm not saying she said this. This is from what the years of me watching the Braxton Family Values. I always felt that Tracy was the outcast, the black sheep of the family. They didn't value her thoughts, opinions. They everyone else was gone off with their careers and doing whatever they wanted to do, and sort of left Tracy in the dust. And I don't think they were as close with Tracy as they claim to be. But I'm not in their family, and I'm only going by the 5 minutes that we get on television. The couple of minutes we get on television, I have no idea what's really going down. But from what it appeared, Tracy did not seem like she was always felt like an afterthought in their family. Everything evolved around Tamar. Everything evolved around Tony. Um, and and everyone was caught up in their life, and seemed like Tracy the only one that got the short end of the stick. So I can relate to her. you know, I don't think they, and I think they were not as close as they tried to appear to be on the show. And it's clear they wasn't because they used to have fights all the time, arguments all the time. And they were very distant. I think the only time they actually got together was to tape the show. I don't really think when they were not taping the Braxton Family Value show back in the day, I don't think they were even socializing, dealing with each other. I think they have like groups. Tawanda and Trina hung out together, and Tamar and Tony were together, and Tracy was with her husband, you know, and they didn't interact with her, and first off, they didn't like the husband, and I'll get into that in a moment. But anyway, but Tracy, she passed away. She had cancer. She was 50 years old. They were saying that she was complaining of having trouble with swallowing. She couldn't swallow properly. And I always noticed that she had a raspy type of voice. Her singing voice wasn't as strong as the other sisters. She's probably had been developing problems for a while, but then it probably just got out of control, and by the time she probably found out about the cancer, it probably was one of those cancers that probably can't be cured or anything. I don't know much about it, but it's in the esophagus. So um, I was very sad when she passed. Um, Most of the fans love Tracy. Tracy was really the favorite of everybody. I mean, of course, we like Tamar for the mess and the reads and but after a while, she became a brat. After a while, she became a problem. Tony seemed stuck up. I'm only going by what they give us. We don't, I don't know these people. Okay. Hashtag, I don't know these people. But from what they show us, Tony always seems stuck up, bougie type of thing. Um, which is funny. I know where she grew up at here in Maryland and how she was raised. So it's funny that now she's bougie. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I still like Tony Braxton. Um, and so we watched it for all of them had their problems, all of them had their drama, and we liked it for all of it. But Tracy was somebody that I think most of us gravitated to, at least for me. I'm gonna speak for myself. So it starts off with, and I think I have this in order, but if it's not in order, it's okay. I'm just gonna quickly run through it, and this is just a quick summary. They start off with Tony, as she always doing, looking in the mirror, getting herself together. She always got to be camera ready with her, her wig and her makeup and stuff. Her glam team. Tawanda, they're showing everybody. Oops, Tamar being Tamar. Um, and Miss E has lost so much weight. She's very, very small. She's lost a lot of weight. I didn't think she was a big woman anyway. Actually, you know, she looks really, really thin, but she looks good. But I think she probably could put on a pound or two. Um, but she looks good. She looks good. So, especially at her age, I think she's in her 70s, so she looks damn good. So I got no complaints because I hope to look damn good when I get my 70s. Um, so we got it was a Trina, and Trina's just sort of narrating the she starts it off. She's pretty much the one, I guess, narrating it, explaining what's going on, how Tracy wanted them to, that was one of her last wishes, that they would come back and do the show again. And so they doing this in honor of her. Um, so had she not passed, they probably wouldn't do it, you know. But they waited till she passed, and then now they doing it. So you got they all decide to get together to have a family dinner, and with some of the family members, not everyone's not there because you don't see their brother Michael. He doesn't get involved with the mess. They do. They have one brother. He lives here in Maryland. The last I remember, he was a nurse. Um, and he doesn't get involved with them in all their shenanigans and their mess. But they all together, and they're I think they're in Atlanta at a restaurant, and look like Tawanda and Trina coming here dressed alike. I don't know what type of dresses they got on, but I mean, it works for them. And so they just sort of sitting, talking and grieving and talking about Tracy and how they miss her. And um, Tony starts talking about her health scare. Um, she has lupus. She had to have a stent put in her heart or something, and said that she was close to not even being here anymore because it had gotten very serious. I guess she almost had a heart attack or something. She she's worried that if something should happen, who's going to take care of her two sons? Um, who's going to be there for them? Well, they do have a father. I mean, I don't know if he's present in their life, so maybe that's why she said that. But she has her sisters, and they're adults at this point too. They're not children, but I do understand because I have an adult son, and I say that same thing. And just because you have family members and sisters and all of that, and brothers and all, doesn't mean that they're going to be there for you or your children. They're not going to be there for you while you're living. They're not going to be there for your children when you're passed away. So, you know, sometimes siblings is just somebody that you related to, not necessarily that you all close with. Sometimes they're close, sometimes they're not. So, that, but I do know that's how family works. Um, so at this point, they haven't been in communication with each other. This is something that Trina mentioned. They haven't been talking. They haven't been in communication. Everybody's sort of gone into their own corners and been grieving by themselves. So they decided to get together, and they have to have they have to. This is part of their storyline. So they getting together so they can you know talk and grieve and discuss Tracy and other stuff that's going on. They said that little Kevin, Tracy's son, is going through a divorce, which is, that's sorry to hear that. He's very young. I mean, he's in the, I think his 20s. I think I could be wrong. He could be 30, but he's not. He can be. He's not. He's probably not more than 30. He's even in his 20s, or he's just almost at 30, but I think he's in his 20s. And but however, he lost his mother, and now I guess he about to lose his wife. So I don't know all the reasons. They haven't gotten into all of that yet. They may or may not talk about it. I don't know the reasons why he's getting a divorce, but apparently that's what's happening. So then we have so they all just sitting there, and of course, nobody's eating anything yet. They're just talking. Um, and reminiscing and talking about Tracy. So then they're talking about going to grief counseling, some kind of grief management, grief counseling. And they gonna have somebody come to Tony's house and to discuss dealing with their grief. So then we go on to another scene where Tawanda and Trina are together, um, having lunch or something. They FaceTime little Kevin. Was this when they talking about how he's doing, going through a divorce, and so on and so forth. Um, so they saying that Tawanda said that they cannot replace Tracy, as the mother for him, but they're gonna try their best to be there for him as much as they can. Um, I wonder how much they were there for him when Tracy was around. See, that's what always where I come from with this. Like, if you're not around and in my life when everything is wonderful and no problems are going on, I don't need you to come around when I'm sick. And I don't, and if I'm dead, well, I ain't gonna be here. But I know my son ain't gonna want you around. You know what I'm saying? Don't come around, with your fake tears and act like you saw sorrow and all that. And I'm not saying it's them. I'm just saying I know how people are, and I know how family is. You come around and acting you um like you care, but where was you throughout the rest of the time? No one hears from you, no one talks to you, but then all of a sudden now Tracy's gone. Um, Now you're concerned, but I don't know. We only, like I said, we only get 5 minutes of a scene, so we don't not even 5 minutes, 2 minutes of a scene, so we don't even know what's really going on. We got another scene where Trina is with her husband Vaughn. They're still together. It's been 5 years. I was very shocked when she married him because Trina had a history of always being with white men and Latino men. And that's not Ginger Snap saying it. She used to say it. If you go back and watch the Braxton Family Values, that's they all joked about it in the past. That's what she was attracted to, was white men and Latino men. And so everybody was shocked when she got with Vaughn and was dating him, and because um, he looks so much older, looks and acts older. His demeanor's older. I think he's more of like a father figure because she don't have that close relationship with her own father like that. So I think this man was more like a father to her. But she said that she's still very much in love with him, and maybe she is. You know what I'm saying? And maybe she had to grow up and say, "Look, I'm not going to be trying to get with somebody based on looks and the status and all this other kind of stuff. And let me get somebody who really genuinely cares about me." I had to grow up with that too. You know, you get somebody who's down for you and is rocking with you, and not about whether or not no other stuff, no superficial stuff. Um, we get some flashback pictures. They show some flashback photos or whatever of Tracy and her son, little Kevin. Um, and then in this top corner picture is when they had did a family therapy session, and Tracy was letting them have it at that time. They was treating her like crap, and she was like, "Look, pretty much everything is just fake and phony. We have our issues, but nobody addresses anything, and then we get together. It's just like, hi, how you doing?" And then everything just swept under the rug. I could totally understand that. I Nobody in my family talks. Everybody just act like nothing happens, nothing's wrong, and everybody just goes in their own corner. And I see you when I see you. If I don't see you, then I don't see you. I mean, it's how it's always been. And so that's why I could relate to Tracy, because she got the raw end of the deal with her family members. She with all of them, with all of them. Um, I even think the mama was more biased to Tamar and Tony, and then she was, she was around her dad more because she's the dad, and Michael, and see the dad, Mr. Braxton, Michael, the brother, and Tracy. They all live here in Maryland, so she was closer with them. And so they never come up to Maryland to see her. She always would have to go to Atlanta or LA to be with them. And and Like I said, they didn't treat Tracy good when she was alive, but now that she's dead, you know how that goes. Now they praise it. Now they praise you and love you when you're gone. So, and I'm not gonna say they didn't love their sister. I understand how it goes with siblings and all of that because I have my own. But you know, it's a shame it takes for someone to pass away before you know they start showing you respect. But it's too late at that point. So Trina, she starts reminiscing about Gabe. Gabe passed away when he was 42 years old from cancer. She said that and then she said something that raised my eyebrow. She said they was married for 14 years, but that's not the issue. She said that my family loved Gabe and Gabe loved my family. I don't know what. Okay, we're not in the family. Like I said, hashtag I don't know these people. She might have been. Maybe the family. Maybe they liked him. Maybe they did like him. But on camera, it's clear they didn't like that man on camera. They talk cash trash about that man on camera, and he was a toxic person. Their marriage was toxic. Their whole relationship was toxic. They both cheated on each other. He cheated on her. She cheated on him. They were cheating on each other at the same time. They had a toxic marriage. She said that after they got divorced, they became good friends. That's usually what happens. After I got my divorce, me and that dude became really good friends. All and just like with Gabe, I was there for him up until he passed away. So a lot of times you're better off as friends than you are married. So that part I can relate to Trina. I get that part. But as far as the family loved him and he loved the family, I don't know if he loved the family, but that family did not love him. At least on camera, that's not what they showed us. Now, when they say scene and the cameras go away, everybody having a good time and sitting back playing cards and dominoes, that might be the case. But on camera, they were they made it seem like they couldn't stand this dude. They act like they hated him. So but he was no good. So I can understand why they didn't like him. So they at Tony's house. I guess I think Tony must have a house in L.A. and also a house in Atlanta. But I think they're in Atlanta at Tony's house. They're getting together. They're cooking food. They're cooking Tracy's favorite food, which was in honor of her. They fixing. She said oxtail, and also the mother was making look like some biscuits or some dinner rolls or something. And so and it was something else they said they was making besides oxtail, but um they talking about the the lady named Spirit, who's a grief counselor, a grief manager, whatever they use, the words they use, grief management. The lady's name is Spirit, and she's coming over to try to help them navigate dealing with grief. And they Trina says she met this lady during the time when Gabe had passed away, and the lady really helped her out, but she wasn't ready to receive it at that time. But she said the lady helped her. Or she wasn't ready to not receive it, to deal with her feelings. But anyway, this lady named Spirit helped her. So we got Spirit. She shows up at the house now, and we got Mr. Braxton, Michael Senior, Michael Braxton Senior, on Zoom, and also little Kevin is on a Zoom or Skype or something. He's also there on the screen. He's I don't have a picture of him, but he was up there on the screen as well. And but the girls are all together, and the Spirit, the grief counselor, asking Katrina to express her feelings and things. She doesn't want to be the first one to start. No one wants to start. Everyone's looking at each other like, I don't know why I'm here. What's going on? Um, you know, that's usually it's hard for black people to express themselves anyway. It for therapy. It's hard enough to get a family to get together to even sit and talk. So um, we'll see how that goes. Uh, I don't know how many episodes they will have. They probably shouldn't have no more than about 10 episodes. I would be okay if they had 8 episodes, 6 or 8 episodes. I don't even think we needed another Braxton um, show. We didn't actually need it, but only reason why I said I'll mention it and talk about it, and I might come back as the episodes progress. I might come back and just give my little quick thoughts on it. On each episode comes on on Friday nights. On I think it's like 8 or 9 o'clock or something like that. Check your you know, depends on if you're on the East Coast or West Coast. It may be 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, something like that on We TV. So I probably will come and talk about it, each week. I hope it's not a lot of episodes. I don't want to invest in no 20 something episodes like Carlos King shows. I'm already drained from Love and Marriage Huntsville. I don't want to sit and with 20 or 30 or 40 episodes. So hopefully it's only 8 at the most, 10, no, 10 at the most, but hopefully it's somewhere between 6 to 8 episodes, but no more than 10. Um and hopefully it's entertaining. Hopefully it's entertaining. But one thing I wanted to mention that I did not like that Trina said. They said that she said that little Kevin is grieving, lost his mother, now he's going through a divorce, and the other parent that he has around is not present because he's grieving. She's talking about Big Kevin, the father, husband. And she said, even though I have my personal feelings about him, I know he's grieving as well. I don't think she should have threw that in there. Like, why? That man ain't bothering you. He's here in Maryland. He's minding his business and living his life, doing what he can. He is still grieving. I see him. He's still grieving. He's doing what he can. He has to do, doing what he need to do to try to cope himself. Um, and if he's not present with the son, it's because he is probably depressed and going through it. He probably needs his own counseling if he's not hasn't already done it. You know, but they never liked Tracy's husband. That's why they didn't come to Maryland to see her. They don't like the husband. Um, I don't even remember them really being around little Kevin like that. At least from what we see on camera. What happens when the camera's off, we do not know. Like I said, hashtag, we don't know these people. So based on what they give us or what they gave us in the past, they was not around little Kevin like that. And but hey, I don't know. And you know, I don't even think you have to throw that dig in there about that you don't like her, or you have your certain feelings, or you don't like the husband. We already knew. We every If you have been watching Braxton Family Values from season one, you already know that nobody in the family liked um they didn't like Gabe, so all that the family loved Gabe. They did not like Gabe, and also they despised Kevin. It wasn't that they didn't like him; they despised him, and they made it known to Tracy's face. Okay, you can go back and watch the episodes. You can see the arguments and the fights they used to get into about it. The sisters would get into about it. Um, all of them, none of them. Tracy's the only one who had a long standing marriage, a long standing relationship. Every last one of those sisters, and even the mama, relationships fell in the toilet. Okay. None of them had solid relationships. Trina now finally got somebody that she's been with for 5 years, but that, and it's probably a decent relationship, but everybody, Tawanda, all of them had toxic husbands, messed up relationships, going through divorces, going through relationship problems. I'm not saying Tracy ain't have relationship problems, because if you've been with somebody 30 something years, you're gonna have relationship problems. That's it. You can be with somebody for three 3 weeks, 3 months, and have relationship problems. But the thing is, they still was together all them years, through the good and the bad and the ugly, and he was there with her until she took her last breath. So, um, and the family do not like him. You know, I don't know. I don't know the man, so I don't know the ins and outs. Maybe if I knew him, maybe I would feel a different way. But I just didn't think Trina needed to say it. And I hope as the show goes on that nobody has any comments about how they dislike the husband. So, because you when Trina, I mean not Trina, when Tracy had passed, they had a big fight about the memorial service. None of the family members, well, the sisters, I should say, I don't want to say family members, none of the sisters came to her memorial service, or the mama. They didn't come. Not even the mama came to Tracy's memorial service. They did their own little separate thing on their own. But the one that he had, um, and saw that. I mean, I saw it was videotaped and it was out there for everybody to see. They did not come. They had a lot of fighting going on at that time. So I did look. Everybody has in their family. Lord knows I have had it in mine. Um, I don't have the best relationship with my own sisters, so but that's why I say what I say. I can relate to Tracy and what she was going through. It wasn't easy to deal with them. It wasn't easy to deal with them, particularly Tamar and Tony. It wasn't easy to deal with them. So, but rest in peace to Tracy. Rest in power. Um, I'm sorry she had to even go through all that suffering, but at least she didn't have to suffer too long, and then she's in heaven. Um, anyway, moving on, I will, probably check back in and watch the rest of the episodes and do a little quick recap on it. So, I actually talked too long. I shouldn't even have been up here this long, but I just wanted to get my particular thoughts out. So hopefully the next episodes we'll see what happens and go from there. All right, you guys. Thanks for letting me ramble and talk, and thanks for supporting your girl as always. I always appreciate it. And I will see y'all again very, very soon. For you know it, look up again and you'll see me again on YouTube streets. So, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and leave me a comment. All right, talk to y'all soon. Bye bye.